If you have a few spare hours, I'd love to share the details of how this device is a masterpiece of design. Quadruple independent gearboxes enabling 0 to 20 in under 4 seconds. 10 kilometers of internal wiring. 1,100 expertly machined hand-assembled components. Flawless control at over 300 meters. What all my team needs to know is, does it do the job or doesn't it? And let me tell you right now, it does the job.
What's going on, everybody? Sloth here. Hope you're having an awesome day and welcome to my guide of this dirty little Twitch. Now, jumping right into it, Twitch is a 2 armor, 2 speed, supporting attacking operator hailing from the French Special Forces, the GIGN. A very common misconception with Twitch is that she's actually a 3-speed operator because she's commonly played very aggressively and she'll be found bursting round corners, removing people's heads from their shoulders. Diving right into Twitch's optimum loadout. Now, Twitch is very blessed in the fact that she has to choose between 3 primary weapons, but not only that, the fact that one of her primary weapons is commonly referred to as one of the best attacking weapons on the game. Now, running right through all 3 of these guns, the first is the F2, basically the FAMAS, and this has 40 damage, a very fast fire rate of 980, and a capacity of 30 bullets in the magazine. The next weapon that Twitch has to choose from is the 417 marksman rifle, which does 69 damage, has a semi-automatic fire rate, and a capacity of 10 in the magazine, which is quite low. And finally, a gun that probably never ever gets used when playing as Twitch is the SG CQB, which does 53 damage, has a pump action fire rate, and has a capacity of 7 in the magazine. Now, as you can imagine, the shotgun will not get used very much because our other 2 options are a lot better. As you can also imagine, the 417 marksman rifle does not get played too much either, even though it is actually quite a competitive weapon, and if you do enjoy that style of play, that marksman rifle style of play, it is actually quite a good weapon and can be competitive, but the F2 just rules them all. The F2 is one of the best attacking primary weapons on the game, full stop, no questions asked. So in terms of what I would recommend running on the F2 in terms of attachments, it does come down to some personal preference. It's between the ACOG and the holographic sight for me. I sometimes run with the ACOG depending on how accurate my shot is. If I haven't played Twitch in a while and I haven't quite got her recoil pattern under control, I would often use the holographic sight, purely because when you put on the ACOG scope, this gun does kick quite a lot and it's kind of hard to get the control on the recoil. So when you have got the ACOG on, it just makes it a bit harder. So if you're struggling with the recoil, put on the holographic. If you've mastered the recoil, bang on the ACOG, no problem. Also run with a vertical grip, there's no reason not to, it just improves your recoil control. And then you have the choice between the compensator and the flash hider. If you prefer to hold down the trigger and be very close quarters, go with the compensator. If you prefer to try and pick people off from a distance and you're struggling with controlling recoil from range, the flash hider might be the better option for you. Twitch has the choice between 2 secondary weapons. She first off has the P9 pistol as one option and the LFP as a secondary option. Now, the LFP is your common magnum that you'll find high damage, low bullets in the magazine, whereas the P9 is your kind of more standard pistol on the game that has more bullets in the magazine, doesn't do that much damage. Now, I prefer running with the P9 because I like to have more capacity in my secondary weapons. Also, the fact that I can put a silencer on it helps me stay a little bit more stealthy when playing as Twitch, so that's what I choose. Finally, Twitch's second gadget, she can choose between the Claymore and the breach charge. Now, this does depend on what your team is running. If none of your teammates are running with breach charges, you are going to have to pick up a breach charge, sadly, and take it with you, because if there's a castle on the team, you're probably not going to be able to even get into the objective room and it's an instant loss. But if your team are running with breach charges, I quite often like to run with the Claymore. Because I do play Twitch quite aggressively, I can often leave my flank exposed, therefore placing a Claymore there gives me that little bit of peace of mind that I'm not going to get bum rushed. So to sum up Twitch's optimum loadout, I recommend going with the F2, with the ACOG sight, with the vertical grip and the flash hider if you have mastered the recoil. Then I recommend going with a P9 pistol silence and then a Claymore if your team has got breach charges. Now let's take a look at Twitch's gadget. Twitch's gadget is called the shock drone, and you'll have access to 2 of them. The first of which you'll have access to immediately, the second that the preparation phase starts, and then your second drone you'll be able to deploy at any point since the round commences. Each drone has 5 shocks available to it after the latest update. Now that basically means you can fire the drone off 5 times and potentially destroy 5 different pieces of equipment per drone. So in total you can destroy 10 things or shoot the thing 10 times and miss 10 times. Your main priority when the round starts in the preparation phase when playing as Twitch is to make sure that you are alert and you are active, because a lot of people don't like to play during the preparation phase. I find some people just sit around doing nothing. So you need to make sure that you are being active when you are playing as Twitch during the preparation phase. You want to try and creep up to the objective and try and take out as many pieces of enemy equipment as possible without getting your drone destroyed. Now, I'm putting a lot of emphasis on not destroying your drone there, because if your drone does get destroyed, it's basically wasted. It's a lot better to try and keep your drone safe for a longer period of time, because the longer your drone is alive, the more valuable it basically becomes. But trying to take out key pieces of enemy equipment during the preparation phase is obviously important, but don't risk the life of your drone to do it, because you're going to have a lot more time throughout the round, and the defenders are going to be a lot less likely to be looking out for it the longer the round goes on, because at the start all they have to do is put up things and basically look out for drones. It's a lot more difficult to kill a Twitch drone when you've got other things to worry about. But yeah, definitely during the preparation phase, try and take out as many things as possible, but keep your drone alive. Then once the round begins itself, take back control of that drone, see if you can take out anything else, and basically keep on rinsing and repeating that cycle. Try and keep your drone alive as long as you can, spot where the enemies are, and take out key pieces of enemy equipment. Here is a list of some of the things that Twitch's drone is very good at dealing with. Mirrors, walls, bandits, batteries, mutes, jammers, capcans, traps, the general enemies, defenders, cameras, and also the Valkyrie cameras. And there's many more things that the drone can destroy. Now, I have put emphasis on Mirrors wall because Twitch is one of the best operators at destroying Mirrors walls because of her shock drone. Now, Thatcher's very good at taking out bandits' batteries, but he cannot take out Mirrors glass walls. So it is very useful and can basically change the whole face of a round if you are able to get your Twitch drone in there and take out a Mirrors wall. So I definitely would say when you are in that scouting out phase, keep your drone alive and see if you can spot any bandits, mutes, or mirror walls. Now, these are the main things you want to watch out for, because if you're on a map that has, for instance, a garage is a good example, where you know the main walls the defenders need to protect are the garage doors. And so there's going to be most likely a mirror on there, or a bandit on there, or a mute looking after that wall. If you can keep your drone alive and basically take out the bandits as he's trying to do the bandit trick, take out the mute as he's trying to jam the thermite blowing the wall, or take out a mirror who's going to be looking through that glass trying to take out your team. If you're able to destroy those vital pieces of the defensive team's equipment with the Twitch drone, you can basically ensure that you're going to give your team a much better chance of winning that round. And that's the best way to use the drone. Basically keeping it alive for as long as possible, but trying to make sure you do take out a few pieces of key enemy equipment. Another fantastic use for the Twitch drone is the fact that it can do damage to enemies. Now, I don't recommend going around instantly off the spawn and attacking enemies with it, but it can be very useful in an attacking and distracting situation. If you know your team is pushing into the room but you're very far away, you can basically throw your drone, get it nearby, and go in there safely, not risking your actual life, kind of distract that defensive operator and maybe make him leave his hidey hole enough to make your attacking teammate come in and basically pick them up as a free kill because they're going to be distracted by the drone. Now, to do this, you need a very good coordination and communication with your teammates, but if you have a group of friends that you play with quite a lot, or if you've just got good call-outs, this can be very easy to do, and it's very effective, because we all know that when we are defending and a Twitch drone comes up, the first thing we try and do is run around like a headless chicken and try and destroy it, and if we can't destroy it, we usually run away. But if you've got teammates attacking coordinatedly at the same time that that's going on, you're going to be able to pick up a lot of kills doing it. Now, some things to note when using Twitch's drone: the obvious one is that you can't jump while using it, so you need to try and make sure you are making use of the drone hole, but be aware of Mute placing his jammer there, so don't go steaming into them, because if you do get too close, you are going to get jammed by it. So make sure you are being aware and being clever in terms of how you should use your drone. But that is in general the best way to use Twitch's shock drone, to make sure that you're trying to keep alive for as long as possible, not rushing in there, not going all, Twitch blazing, but trying to make sure you're using it effectively and destroying the key pieces of defensive equipment to the best of your ability, whilst keeping it alive for as long as possible. And you do have two, remember, so if one does get destroyed, make sure you are using and switching to the second one. Now, Twitch herself is very good because of her gun, the F2. She's very comfortable in gun fights, as a gun can put down so many bullets down range so fast. She can take out enemies very well in 1v1 situations. So don't be afraid of engaging with people and being aggressive when playing as her, because you always have the crutch basically of the F2, ensure that you're going to have a good chance in any gunfight that you do run into. So how to play Twitch in a typical round? I would basically recommend paying mass attention at the start of the round when you're in the droning phase, making sure you're trying to get your drone close to the objective, try and destroy enemy pieces of equipment if possible. If you see a cap can running around, you just place a trap and he's run off, destroy the cap can. Basically try and destroy as many pieces of useful defensive equipment as possible whilst keeping your drone alive. When the round actually begins itself, push up to the objective room, see if any defenders have left any of their equipment unguarded. If they have, take re-control of your drone and try and destroy the mirrors, the bandits or the mutes. Then if you see a bandit trying to do the bandit trick, make sure you deploy your second drone if your first one's got destroyed, and basically try and take out that bandit. Try and take out that bandit doing the bandit trick, giving your Thermite and Thatcher enough time to coordinate to stop him doing the bandit trick and blow the hatch. After trying to destroy, you know, the enemy's equipment, Twitch is basically as good as a gun, and a gun is very good, so make sure you play, you know, to your strength as Twitch, but she is commonly played quite aggressively. Try and make sure you are engaging with people, being not at the front line, but just behind it, and being aggressive when playing as a, creating a lot of pressure on that defensive team, and trying to take out as many defensive operators as possible. But that's basically the best way to play Twitch in my opinion. Hope some of these tips have helped you out. If you are looking at picking up, Twitch is an incredible supporting attacking operator who sometimes is overlooked purely because her gadget doesn't seem that useful, but it does have a lot of uses. It just takes a little bit of finesse to use it, but a gun, the F2, is fantastic and is probably one of the best guns in the game. So if you are looking at playing her, just try and make sure you do take some time to control that recoil. Maybe head into a terrorist hunt just to ensure that you're getting a handle on how the gun works and how it fires, so you can go into the ranked matches and take off some clean heads. But that's it from me, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the video. All the best and have a great day.